Oh, yes. You know, I was thinking about being a financial consultant at Washington Mutual and then starting my own financial company. Yes. And I've had to read a lot. I'm sure judges think they've read more than I have, but I'd be hard pressed to believe that. Now, when I can read the laws for myself and you're refusing to enforce them and you are elected to office, I have to consider that the literacy rate of those in office is not equal to an actual GED of those that had gotten a GED. Oh, now what don't you understand about not serving somebody other than just the respondent? Or you can't give the personal information to someone that has no legal right to it. Now, I should have gotten a phone call yesterday because you realize that your court orders are against the law. But for some dumb fucking reason, you're sitting there with your authority being elected to office thinking that you can violate the laws of the United States because you don't read anymore. You might act like you read, but really it's the brain that's on you. The bee that's on you is interpreting what the law says instead of you yourself. Ooch. Now, exactly who did you fuck on yourself? Because it must have been an idiot. Now, I'm going to a cell hearing next Friday where you say that I'm mentally ill and mentally incompetent for knowing that I wasn't in Sequim, Washington, and then you had a mental health professional do an evaluation of me. And then you say that, well, he's not competent to stand trial when I've sent you emails documenting what the fucking law says. Now, it's it's the bee that's on you that's the stupid bee that doesn't understand the requirements of the law and that you don't motion courts that don't do what the law requires, that in 2011 you issued a protection order where you had a wrongful execution on Guam and I wasn't a resident of Washington state. And then you reissued it while I was on trial for violating it, but I was found not guilty. Yes, because I was not guilty. I was calling Healthy Families to see if they got the documentation from Guam that I'd completed the 7 hours of parenting classes, that I'm not a domestic abuser and I'm not a child abuser. Now, what problem do you have with this whole concept of me not being a violent fucking offender? I never committed domestic violence or child abuse. Now, every time you issued a protection order, I never committed any domestic violence or child abuse. Oh, you just wanted to say I was crazy. You couldn't admit that you were illiterate, that you've been holding my sons hostage for over 7 years, and every court order that you've issued has been against the law and you've refused to remove them. Now, what sheriff, what judge, what cop, what elected oath of office doesn't. What don't you fucking understand?